Hello, hello. We are live. Uh, I want to say welcome back to my co-host.
Yes, I am back. I am back. Had a great time. I'm back. Just still kind of getting adjusted to everything, but I'm back.
Well, good, 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 good. How was your vacation? How are you doing?
It was good. I was able to get a lot of rest and relaxation, so it was good. It was good. I didn't party, I didn't gamble. I just relaxed and, chilled a little bit.
Okay. Is that Kobe in the background?
It is. How's his little toy?
All right, guys, listen. We are Inspire Her, and we are back for another episode here to inspire you to be the best person that you can be. And we are having feedback. Hold on. So we're inspiring you to be the best person that you can be at all times. And tonight, one of the things that women we have, I guess sometimes we have issues with is, working hard, taking care of the kids, and then having to cook at the same time. I know that's something that I have an issue with, having to get off work and do all the things I need to do and fly home and try to cook and do all that good stuff and try to make it healthy for myself and for my child. Um, so tonight we decided to invite a guest. His name is Steven Richmond. He is the CEO of Rich Fit Foods, and we're gonna let him tell us little something about himself. Hold on one second. All right, Steven, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Tell us a little something about you. We got a little. Sorry, guys. We have a little feedback. I
Okay.
am going to go ahead and mute myself, and then you can go ahead and tell us about your business.
Sure. So, like you said, and thank you for the introduction. My name is Steven Richmond, chef, owner, founder of Rich Fit Foods. We're a healthy meal prep company based here in Houston, Texas. We're 100% delivery. We've been in business 6 years, 6 months, give or take. So 6.5 years, almost 7 years. I came into the food business because myself, I was about 40, maybe 50 pounds overweight. I was working as a sales manager at a car dealership here in Houston. And while I was making all the money, I didn't have a lot of time to enjoy it for one, but I was gaining a lot of weight. And I noticed that, man, I needed to do something to become a little bit more healthier. I didn't have any health scares, thank God. I didn't have any issues with my health at the time, but I definitely needed to, lose some of the excess weight. And so what happened? I started meal prepping about 15 meals a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 5 days. I had water. I had like a college dorm room refrigerator, the little small ones. I had like water and healthy snacks in my fridge at work. And for the first almost 3 months that I did it, I lost a little over 42 pounds.
Wow.
Um, I didn't do a single push up. I didn't run any miles. I didn't have a personal trainer. I had an active lifestyle, but I worked so much, 5, 6 days a week, 12, 13, 14 hours a day. I didn't make or have the time sufficient to go to a trainer or commit to a gym or go to a group session. So I knew I needed to do something. And so as I'm meal prepping each week and posting it online to social media, to my Facebook at the time, to my Instagram, my friends and family members are like, man, that food looks really good. Um, how much does that cost? Or do you deliver? Is this something that you can get to my home in the next couple of days? So of course the light bulb goes off and I'm like, man. And in 2015, going into 2016, there was not Uber Eats, there was no DoorDash, there was nothing in place that was allowing for food to be delivered from its place of origin to your home. You could go pick it up or you can eat it there, but there were no delivery services. They had a MyFit Foods, and I want to say one other company, Snap Kitchen, was really big, and they still are, but they were not delivering. So I was like, man, I could corner the market. Not only can I have healthy food, but I can bring it to the client. So I launched in April 17, 2016, and it just blew up. Like, I mean, it instantly took off. And it's been a huge blessing. I want to say inside of 6 months, 5, 6 months, I left my car dealership job as a manager, making great money, and I started to become 100% entrepreneur. I made the transition, um, and I haven't looked back since. God has been really good.
Wow.
Awesome. That is awesome. I have a question for you. For a person like me that
Turn your volume down on your phone and see if that helps.
I'm not on my phone.
Hmm. Mm.
I'm not on my phone.
Well, that's
I
better.
think yeah, I think it's his. Um, but anyway, for a person like me who like has a very busy schedule, and a lot of women that listen to our podcast do, what you know, some people may want to do their own meal prep cooking it, but for me, what can you offer me? Like what kind of let's just say menus, is it healthy food? Because I know one meal prep here, the food didn't appear to be all that healthy. They were just cooking it for you. But is the food healthy? What am I looking for when I look for meal prep? And is it expensive is the question. Is it going to cost more than what I go to the grocery store and buy to cook for myself? I know the convenience is a big part of it, but if I'm looking, you're in Houston and I'm in Savannah, Sharita is in Richmond. When we go out and look for these meal prep places, what should we be looking for?
So it's a couple of things. So if you're not going through a local meal prep company there, right, and you need to go to the grocery store, wherever that may be, whether in Savannah or in Richmond, right? I think that the first thing you need to do is find some healthy snacks. Write down a list of things that you like to snack on,
Mhm.
but not necessarily the extra butter popcorn or the Skittles or the Snickers bar. Instead of it being like candy and stuff with a lot of sugar in it, you might want to find something along the lines that are a little bit more healthier. I mean, it just depends on how extreme you want to be and how disciplined you are. Some people like rice cakes and Triscuits, which are extremely, extremely unflavorful. Some people like granola bars and trail mix. There's a number of healthy ways that you can find at your local grocery store. And when you're looking at the labels, you're looking for the lowest possible sugar, none of the stuff that you can't pronounce in the ingredients, which is a number of things, right? And you want to try to stay away from extremely fatty foods. So I myself, I get some basic popcorn. I buy a bunch of granola bars. I find a fairly healthy trail mix, and now they got trail mix with candy in it.
They do.
I
I
don't know if
like
that's
that.
right. So you want to get a trail mix that's a real trail mix.
So I think before I went to Vegas, I had purchased like some sugar-free pudding and some sugar-free jello and sugar-free or either low-fat yogurt. Not yogurt, pudding, like the jello pudding. Are those kind of some healthy snacks? Because no
So
sugar.
it could, and I hate to sound so contradictory. I have a client that is diabetic, and he used to eat a lot of sugar-free cookies. The thing with sugar-free, depending on the product, is sugar-free means artificial flavoring, which is stuff
Mm,
that turns into bad carbs, bad sugar. I don't know how to fully explain it, but I do know that some of the things that are sugar-free may literally not have real sugar in them, but they have so much other artificial flavoring and so much not preservatives, it's another word I'm looking for, that make it a bad product, that too much of the sugar-free product can actually go against you. So yes,
mm,
you can have some sugar-free products. I would just eat them in moderation and definitely look at the back of the label, and see what all the stuff that it has on it. That's going to be your best bet. You have to try to tailor your mind to when you pick up the item, oh, that's only 50 calories, that's not bad, right? Versus
mm,
that sugar-free cookie, one serving may be two cookies, and it's 300 calories in two cookies,
mm.
but it's a pack of 60 cookies. That's several thousand calories by the time you finish that pack, assuming you eat it by yourself. But see, if you consume the cookies and they're sugar-free and you eat that in 2 or 3 days, you've just put on more calories in those cookies than you probably consumed in good food. So now
Right.
you're in the weight gain process. A lot of people, I guess, don't know that, and it's a science, like like we talked about earlier. If you stay in what is called a calorie deficit, your body has no choice but to lose. So if you're consuming 2,500, 3,000 calories a day, which is very easy,
Yeah,
um,
that's a lot.
if you don't walk, run, bike, swim, or do something to maybe burn some calories on a daily, semi-daily, 2, 3 times a week, whatever your pattern may be, that's just going to add more weight and add more whatever. That starts to clog the arteries. It's a host of things that can happen depending on which route you want to go. And so it's just easy to pack on pounds. I'm not here to judge anyone, but I think we're all over. He said, I mean, I love the M&Ms and the trail mix. I know, but them M&Ms are not good. So I'm not here to judge anyone, but I'm over 40. So as you get older, the metabolism is slower, the fat is easier to attain, and it's harder to lose. So you really have to pay attention so you don't fall into that chronic illness route and having to take a bunch of pills and end up in the hospital or at your PCP, asking them, how can you get rid of this or what needs to happen, which I'm sure we can talk about as well.
So let me ask you a question. What's the difference in your products and say like a Hello Fresh or some of the other companies that deliver food to your home?
That's a good question. One thing I definitely know that my products don't have that theirs does is they have a lot of sodium in their products to preserve their meals, right? So my meals are literally like, it's like a scratch kitchen. It's made to order. So if you were to order on Tuesday evening and you ordered 10 meals, whatever that consists of, Wednesday morning, I'm going to the store to go get the fresh products to cook it that morning, that afternoon. And by that afternoon or evening, you're getting your products. It's typically, for my company, a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. So these are products that I've got within the last 24 hours that's been cooked in the last 10 to 12 hours to provide that client with fresh meals. And you can taste freshness. It's like the difference between going to McDonald's for like a Filet-O-Fish and your local seafood restaurant. Seafood restaurant's going to have fresh fish, fresh shrimp. McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, and that's not really a great example, but I'm just saying a lesser quality restaurant is not going to carry something fresh fish every day. So my food is extremely fresh, and I didn't cook it 2-3 weeks ago, freeze it, and then wait for you to buy it to sell it. I'm making it to order.
Okay. How many
Crystal
people do
wants
you
to
have
know.
working?
Oh, and it's extremely flavorful too. So
Yeah.
we definitely are happy about the fact that our food still tastes good. A lot of people think that healthy food has to be unflavorful and very expensive. My menu is very affordable. In Houston, we do 10 meals for $125.
Whoa.
Oh, that's less than what I looked up here.
Yeah.
That's 10 meals. That's 10 fresh meals for $125 delivered to your door, your gym, or your job.
Wow.
And
Okay.
Oh, she's
So
saying,
how far do you deliver? Yeah, what's the shelf life?
so I answer both questions. I deliver. So that's a two-folded question. I just collabed with DoorDash about 3, almost 4 weeks ago. So my DoorDash clients can get deliveries Monday through Friday. My personal clients that contact me through Instagram, through Facebook, or just my regulars get deliveries Monday through Wednesday.
Okay. So you would deliver here to Richmond for me.
I
Or
can
is that
ship
too
it to you
far?
frozen with dry ice to Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, we ship
Okay.
nationwide as well.
will it last?
Is it what?
I mean, will it? I mean,
Oh,
will it
it'll
last?
get to you if I bring the food to the UPS store that I go to Wednesday evening, you'll see it Friday morning, and it'll still be frozen. And shelf
Wow.
life of my food is 6 or 7 days, to answer Crystal's question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if
You
I
got me
wanted to
thinking.
order 10 meals, I wouldn't order 10 at a time because of the shelf life, or do I kind of break it up? Do you break it up?
That's a good question. No, you would get all 10 delivered to you at one time. Your refrigerator can fit 10 containers. The containers are not that big.
Oh, okay.
So, you get a container, has a little label on it. And this is actually a bigger one than the normal ones, but it's a container. You stack them up in your fridge like you would anything else. You even have the ability to freeze them if you know you won't eat them as fast. But all 10 would get delivered to you at one time. They're good from the time you get them till about 6 or 7 days later. So whatever
Wow.
day you get them, like if most clients get them on Monday, they're good to that following Sunday, no problem.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, so tell us the conversation that we had earlier talking about the salt and the honey.
Sure.
What
So
what's the best?
a lot of clients are not aware that Himalayan salt can be good for you. That's one of the things we talked about. Himalayan salt is a pink salt. It's referred to as pink salt. You can get it in any local grocery store. Everyone carries it. The good thing about Himalayan salt, it's actually good for your skin. It's a purifier. And so if you're seasoning your food with it, if you're seasoning your veggies with it, or throwing some salt on your veggies just to get a little bit more taste out of it, obviously, it's actually good for you. So the difference between Himalayan salt and kosher salt is very, very bad. Like can cholesterol, high blood pressure, high, all of the bad things, right? Whereas Himalayan salt, if you season it right with other healthy seasons, i.e., Mrs. Dash and things like that, not only it makes it extremely flavorful, but it's really good for you. There's Himalayan salt purifiers. You can bathe with it, like
Oh,
salt
wow.
balls, like that you throw,
Mhm.
like the bath bombs you would throw in your bath. If you want to have
Mhm.
like a bath as opposed to a shower, you could do the same thing with Himalayan salt, and it's actually good for you.
Nice. I was
Okay.
gonna ask the same thing, Crystal.
So
Some of my popular menu items. I have a lemon pepper kale shrimp salad. I
Okay.
have um I have a stuffed salmon with ricotta cheese, which is some of the ricotta cheese you use in lasagna. But it's a small amount, so it's not like the spread of lasagna. It's like inside of a 6-ounce portion, 7-ounce portion salmon. Um, I got a excuse me, I got a spinach salmon salad. I mean, I have a lot of great items, but those are some of the popular ones.
How do you count the calories? Like, how would I know how much calories and how much fat is in one of your meals?
So the same scale that I would use that any company would use, I literally use Google.
Hmm.
There's different ones, like there's a MyFitnessPal, right, that you can
Mm-hmm.
download for free on your phone. But I Google, so I know that my portion for salmon is 6 ounces. I don't know off the top of my head. I think a 6-ounce salmon is like anywhere between 280 and 300 calories for just that portion of the salmon. Your brown rice is not going to be over 50 calories. And then let's say 5 sticks of asparagus is going to be another 25 to 30. So you're looking at a 450, 500 calorie meal. Three of those a day would give you 1,500 calories. So that's not that bad.
Right.
okay.
Do you do lunch portions and dinner portions? Do you do breakfast or it's just more so lunch and dinner?
I do all three. So I do breakfast, lunch, and
Okay.
dinner. But the lunch and dinner portions are the same unless you instruct me that you want a smaller lunch and a bigger dinner. But I don't make them any differently. They can be interchanged. So it doesn't make it confusing when you get all your meals.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Look at Crystal talking about do you make desserts? You
No,
got
You
some
want
man.
to
low
know?
calorie dessert.
I
I
don't
know
make
that's why
any
I chuckle.
dessert.
You don't know desserts.
No, he don't. He does not make
You gotta
dessert.
you
Sugar
gotta go to you
sugar-free
pop.
desserts are not always the best. They're really healthy for you, but they're not it's really hard to make sugar-free desserts taste good.
Yes.
Oh, and you
Especially
said something
chocolate.
about the honey earlier. I'm sorry. The other question you asked was tell you about the Himalayan salt and the honey. I'm sorry. The honey is a natural not decon. I guess it's a decongestant, but that sounds like medicine. So honey helps you digest food, right? So if I eat ground beef, ground turkey, I even put it on my brown rice. So instead of putting salt on it, or well, pepper's not bad for you, but if I instead of putting salt on it or any other seasoning, I'll just put like some honey on it and mix it in. And ground turkey is already gonna pretty much clean you out in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So will ground beef, but the honey just helps you digest it better.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's
So
a natural.
because, oops, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was just saying it's a natural sweetener too. I know you have to go back and mute me. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get rid of just some of the feedback. I'm not trying to be rude. But so my next question, because I had a conversation with you before, um, just talking about the podcast, you work out as well. You're kind of like a fitness coach as well as a meal prep, or I mean, a person that can cook meal prep for somebody and they like it is, I call them a chef as well. So help us understand, like, as far as like me and Sharita, we have a busy schedule. We're trying to eat right. We're trying to work out. what do you suggest as far as our workout and our meal prep, a whole plan all together?
Um, right, you
Oops,
have
You
to.
on mute.
Oh, okay. I'm
sorry.
sorry. I was just saying it does depend on your lifestyle. Um, I myself, I like to work out in the gym and I ride bikes. That's the two things that I do to stay extremely active. I only ride bikes like once a week, once every couple of weeks, twice every couple of weeks. But I work out about 5 to 6 times a week. That may be extreme for others. That may be right in line with other people's lifestyle. Because I'm an entrepreneur, I do have a little bit more free time than maybe the average 9 to 5 person that's maybe stuck behind a computer or in the office. Nothing against them. You can either go in the morning or go in the evening. Like we were talking about earlier, it's really about a mental. It's all about a mental shift. It's a lifestyle change for me. Once I started to see the results of my workout change my body in a positive way, I like what I look like without a shirt when I go to the beach. It provides confidence, obviously, and it definitely makes you want to work even that much more harder to either maintain or to quote unquote look better.
Mhm.
So, what I would suggest for you all is to find something that works, right? I don't know if you're a runner, if you're a walker, if you like to ride bicycles. Because I'm not a runner because I get shin splints. That means I get the pain running down my leg from my knee down to my foot. So that doesn't feel good. So if you run a mile, that's effective. But I feel like at least a couple of miles once, twice a week maybe would be good. But if you're a walker and you have bad knees and you can't run or jog, you can walk 4 or 5 miles. If you have a bicycle, you can ride the bicycle. I can ride the bicycle
I'm
for unfathomable amount of miles. But if you're a bicycle rider, it really depends on what suits you best, right? Everyone has different things that they like to do or that they enjoy. So I would find a physical activity that you like to do. My mom is a swimmer. She swims like a fish. So she swims once or twice a week and she's almost 70 and she swims really, really
Wow.
good. But she gets up and down the laps pretty quick. I've watched her because I can't swim that well. So she's always making fun of me. But you have to find what works for you. And my mom has been married for a while, so her and her husband, they'll go walking together, right? After work, once they get home, maybe and you do know that the more you have an active lifestyle, the better your metabolism is. So that's allowing you to eat more, which means the food
Mhm.
that's going in, it's fueling your body in a positive way.
Hmm.
So it can boost your metabolism. So yeah, I would just say whatever works best
Right.
for your lifestyle. Everyone's lifestyle is different. The person that doesn't have any kids may have more time to do other things and find pleasure in one thing versus someone with or without children and or a spouse.
Okay. Awesome.
That's true. So, do you think that we could? I mean, do you have any food that we can see, like stuff that you have prepared?
Should I
That's a
prepare
good
anything for
question.
tonight?
Putting them on the spot. No, I mean maybe
Yes.
something that you have waiting around for somebody else. Or
Oh no, I don't have any food just waiting around. I do have 2 orders that are going out via DoorDash tomorrow, but I cook them tomorrow, so I don't have any food laying around to be
oh,
perfectly honest.
that stuff is fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
everything
what
is
you
extremely
said.
fresh.
It's
I
fresh.
mean, the only veggies that I
Yes,
may carry.
definitely.
Say that again.
I said that's proof he has nothing laying around. Everything is
Right.
very fresh.
Yeah, so when my friends or other people ask me
Okay.
about samples, I'm like, I'm not a sample guy. I don't have any samples for you. I don't do well with that because I don't just have 5 or 6 salmon plates and some ground turkey plates laying around like that. That would defeat the purpose of it being fresh. And I'm honest, I don't have any meals. If I have meals in my freezer, it's probably some that I made that were for myself and I haven't taken them out, but not anything for a customer that I'm selling or expecting for them to buy at all.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you
But
have
there
like
is food
vegan?
on his website if you would like to see, what his food looks like. He does have some things on his website.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I have a website, it's richfitfoods.com. If you're on Instagram, it's richfitfoods with a number 1 behind it. Same thing on Facebook. You can find me on DoorDash. You can, if you're in Texas or if you're in Houston, I think it's only local because it won't allow you to deliver, obviously. But if you're on DoorDash, you're here in Houston, it's Rich Fit Foods. So yeah, they can find me any kind of way just by looking up the name of the company. The website is definitely up, but yeah, I ship nationwide. The only problem with that is it does get a little expensive because You have to double box it for the insulation, and the food has about 10 to 12 pounds of dry ice on top of whatever the containers weigh once they're frozen, which is going to be heavier than they weren't. So sometimes customers run into problems where they're like, the food's $150, $170, but the shipping is $200, so they may not see value in that. So it just depends on where you live, because I'm in Texas. So if it's somebody far up the East Coast, it wouldn't be beneficial because it's going to cost just as, if not more, to ship it than it would be just for the cost of the food. So they're almost paying double price.
Wow, that's true.
She wants variety, wants to prep at home. She gets bored with the same meals. I would say write down 5 or 6 things that you like and prep that out on your Sunday before you get ready for work and lay the kids down for bed, or whatever your Sunday routine is. Maybe take an hour out of your cleaning or washing clothes or whatever that may be. That's what we were talking about earlier. If you plan properly, it can possibly happen. But yeah, I would just make a number of things that you like and go from there. I'm the same way. I don't like the same things over and over. So I try to create a variety from time to time.
Okay. So do you have different meal plans for, like, say, a vegan or a pescatarian?
Oh, absolutely. I usually ask them what they prefer or what they like. Pescatarian being fish lovers, vegan being non-animal products, vegetarian is close to a vegan, but yeah. So like if it's a vegan, that's probably the most challenging to make because I'm not vegan. And so I have to ask them what type of vegan food they like. And there's categories, believe it or not, to vegan food. So there's vegans that like processed food, right? That's the ones that have like the vegan chicken, vegan meatballs, vegan steak that you can go buy at your local grocery store. And then you just add like rice and beans or carbs to that. There's vegans that like only raw materials. So they like more vegetables. They like it raw and they like it cut up, not necessarily cooked, and they want different combinations. And then there's the vegans that are extremely hard, in my opinion, to cook for. They like a combination of it all because they want cooked different items. Like I would say, like I did one for a gentleman. He wanted like onions, tomatoes, mushrooms with a side of brown rice. That's no animal product. It's all vegan. I can do stuff like that. Like that's like a veggie stir fry. I do stuff like that. But I have been, I wouldn't say struggling. I would say it's challenging to come up with creative vegan meals simply because I eat meat. So I don't think on the level of what is good. And so, creating items out of jackfruit and different things that are not necessarily meat products can be a little challenging. But yes, I do meal plans for all, whatever their genre of food is.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
It's
all of us.
It's a mindset. I mean, you really have to lock in. So, okay, I can answer that question even deeper, right? So if you know you're going on vacation in 2 weeks and you need to raise more money, you're going to work overtime, you're going to stay after, you're going to do what's necessary to make sure that you either set aside some money and not dig in your savings, or you're going to do what's necessary to make sure you're going to make that girl's trip to DR or Cozumel or wherever you're going. If you know that your child or children have a project due in the next couple of days, but you're going to stay late for work that day, you're going to either work and talk to your boss, your supervisor, whoever, to either get off earlier. You're going to work on that project earlier than the day before, right? So it's an adjustment. You have to pivot and make an adjustment in your mind, and then you have to follow through with that. For me, when I lost that 40 pounds, I looked at how I looked and I was like, man, I look a lot better. I wasn't as swole. My face wasn't puffy. My neck wasn't puffy. I didn't have a pot belly. I didn't have a dad bod, right? So I guess it kind of gave me the confidence. And then I was like, man, if I can stay with this and maintain, I think I'll be okay. We all are human, so we all fall off, right? You're going to have the days or even weeks where you may not eat properly, but you just got to bounce back. So it's a little bit of discipline. And I would definitely say just trying to stay the course. Set out a goal. Maybe start with 14 days as your goal to eat healthy for 2 straight weeks with maybe a cheat day each one day on the weekend. If you achieve those 14 days, extend it to 30. That's what I do when I have a fast. You can do the same thing when you're trying to eat healthy. Just come up with creative ways to challenge your mind and change up things, because we're creatures of habit. So
What do you think about the
no, there's no
keto
such thing
diet?
as healthy soul food. Nope.
No, because it's all
And we
fat and
love
all.
soul food.
Yes.
I don't even eat soul food like that anymore. When I do, it messes my stomach up so bad. So I'm really not a soul food guy anymore. I may have it on Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna act like I eat healthy 24/7 all year long. That's not the case. That's very
Huh.
incorrect. But I
Hold on.
just
What
don't have
about the
soul
fresh
food.
collard? I'm sorry. What about the fresh collard greens with the turkey meat? That's not healthy. That's soul food.
But no, but you cooking it in all you got neck bone in there and bacon.
No. Mm-mm.
So absolutely no, that won't. Nothing.
It's what you
Collard
put in.
greens are good for you, but now it's you can cook something like that healthy if it's healthy ingredients. But I know how my dad cooks. My dad is the chef, and that's how I learned how to cook. He's making oxtails, rice and gravy,
Mm.
candied yams,
Yummy.
collard
I
mustard
get what you're
greens,
saying.
hot water cornbread. That's like 3,000 calories waiting on me. So
Right.
while I love that food, I can literally only have it in moderation, like Thanksgiving, or maybe like some of my friends when they come into town. There's certain restaurants that are known in Houston that people try, like Turkey Leg Hut is a really big restaurant that people come to, Breakfast Club, and they're both soul food restaurants, black-owned soul food restaurants. So I know I'll go and eat that kind of food at that time, but yeah, there's no such thing as healthy soul food, not at all. I wish there was, but there isn't.
No.
So, what about the keto diet? What do you think about that?
Everyone's not built for keto. So it can be really good for some people and can be really bad for others. And then sometimes when you deplete your body of something and then you end up going back to it, you go right back into the same phase you were once in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you work out with a trainer and he gives you very small portions of food and you've lost weight over that 60 or 90-day period, you're going to eventually go back to larger portions of food. You can start suffering from an eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
It can cause you to relapse, right? That's why they say people that, go to these what are they called when you have like drug problems and stuff. When they have the possibility to relapse, you can't be around that stuff or it's going to trigger you, right? So yeah, she said it's high in sodium. It can be. Yeah, keto's not for everybody.
No.
I don't know the name of the centers, but there's places that you can go to get like your BMI, to get your cholesterol, to get a health check, right? They'll tell you everything about yourself. And they can tell you what type of diet based on your body type and all of your measurements and your percentages, what would work best for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we are learning a lot of information from you. I'm going to take that back because we have meal planning places here, and I'm going to try to look to see, in their ingredients to see if it's healthy. Because to me, you know, not knowing any better, I'm thinking all of these places. We have a place called Clean Eats here, and I'm thinking, well, maybe, it's meal prep. They're looking at what they're putting into your food and it's automatically healthy. I don't have to question it. I can just go and get food from them. So I might have you look at their stuff and see.
Yeah, you can send me their
Mm-hmm.
website so I can see what it is they do, and I can look and see if it's healthy. I mean, if they say they're healthy, hopefully they are. I would hope that they're not promoting healthy meal preps and they're not healthy. But if they're selling you soul food, there's nothing healthy about that. I hope that's not the
No,
case.
it's not soul food. And I'm also
Mm-hmm.
concerned that it might not taste all that great.
That's been the problem. I get clients that hit me up and they're like, "Man, your food tastes so good, but it's actually healthy. I'm losing weight." We discussed this earlier. I have a diabetic client, right? Um, I was referred to them by a friend of mine because the lady that was doing their meals, she only had like 3 or 4 options. I have like 16 options on my menu. So because you
16.
only have
Okay.
3 or 4 options, that's going to limit anybody that wants to order. And if they just really like your food, then they're probably going to stick with you. But if not, when you have limited options, there's so many eatery places in most town cities. I don't care how big or small your city is. So they end up leaving because they had other issues as well. And I don't know the name of the company, so I'm not here to bash the young lady. But when they came to me, they had more options, and they seen a sense of consistency, right? And
Mhm.
so, like I was telling you earlier, this guy, he's diabetic, still diabetic, but he was on like several medicines for like cholesterol, high blood pressure, hypertension, which is a very big in the Black community, unfortunately. and diabetes is, heart disease is. And long story short, he's been on my food for I think a little over a year. I was trying to find the first time they made a payment before I got on the podcast, but they've been with me for probably anywhere between a year to a year and a half. It's been since COVID, but not before COVID. So it's been at least a year and a half. But I say that to say that because he's been consistently eating 12 to 14 meals a week, he has his own healthy snacks that he eats. He got off the sugar-free cookies because that's one of the things he was eating with sugar-free cookies, but the sugar-free cookies was making things bad for him. It was causing his A1C, which is your sugar levels. If you all don't know, A1C is your measurement of sugar in your body that determines if you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, or just your sugar levels. And so it causes sugar levels to spike up, and you want that to be as low as possible. He's not only lost over 30 pounds, but he's not on a third of the medicine that he was on when he first started. He's only taken one of his diabetes medicines, and that's to regulate it, right? Because it's a disease that doesn't get cured. But if you fight it with proper diet, a little bit of activity, you'll pan out pretty good, no matter how old or young you are.
Wow.
Okay.
It's
Crystal
in the
wants to
science.
know. Crystal got a lot of questions for you.
You can go somewhere like Chick-fil-A or Chipotle and get healthy options. I go to Chick-fil-A. I'll tell you what I get. I either get the number 5, which is a grilled chicken sandwich. The Dasani bottled water I found out is not good for you, so I've been getting like just a regular water.
What?
I don't like Dasani or Aquafina water.
Well, you see, I'm drinking purified water from Sam's Club.
Sam's, and I get the same thing. But you can get a large water, a grilled chicken sandwich. I either get the fries if I need carbs because it's going to be a leg day, or I turn the fries into either one of their kale salads or their fruit cups. Now, that's not desirable for everybody, but that's a healthy option. They also at Chipotle, they have where you can get the grilled veggies instead of the chicken or the steak. Too much red meat, as you know, is not good for you either. So you can get grilled veggies with beans, rice, sour cream, not too much guac, and it's still a healthy burrito bowl or burrito for that instance.
I don't eat red meat. But can you explain why it's not good for you?
I can't because I don't want to go online and say the wrong thing. I know that it's not good for you. I know too much red meat is bad for you. I don't know the exact reason why. And I'm someone that likes to stand on my word.
I don't eat a lot of it. I don't eat a lot of it because the nutritionist once told me that, the digestive time that it stays in your body.
I think that's one of the things that doesn't
digest in your body for like 2 days before you can really digest it.
Yes, that's why I stopped eating it almost 30 years ago.
Right.
But
I'm sorry, guys. We're getting a lot of feedback. Hold on.
But it's good for your iron. And see, I have low iron because I don't eat red meat, and I think that has a lot to do with it. So I have to find other ways to get my iron in.
Yeah, you can take iron pills. There's other things that you can do to boost your iron. You don't have to eat red meat, but it is good for iron. I do know that. But I think you're right. One of the major factors of red meat is definitely it's not good for our digestive system, or it takes a long time to digest. And that's why they suggest if you do eat a steak, don't get it well done, because that's like the worst type of steak. Excuse me, that's the worst type of steak to eat. You should get it like medium well. I'm sure most people don't want to see blood or red, but it's easier for the body to digest than it being all the way well done.
Yeah.
Crystal's on point. Green leafy veggies are definitely good for iron. That's true.
Yes.
I mean, because you think about all the stuff that we're eating in these animals and stuff like that, and we wonder why we're getting these cancers and all of this stuff, and we're eating all these processed foods, and we don't really know what's in this stuff. And like you said, if we can't pronounce it, it's not good for you. And we can't pronounce half the stuff we see in some of those foods.
Correct. Absolutely.
So Raven and I, we were in Vegas together. We just talked about the weight loss. We're both like, oh, I need to lose some weight. And, we know people that are taking different supplements and stuff and really getting the weight off, but just kind of being careful that coming back on. So for beginners, people that want to start this track, what is the best course of action?
So someone that's a beginner that has not meal prepped before, that needs to find a way to lose weight. I would say buy my meal prep, but you're not in Houston. You have to find a way to prepare your meals for the week. The biggest thing when you get off work, get home, done with your day, or even on your way home, you're gonna pass by McDonald's, Burger King, Jack in the Box, all these different fast food restaurants that are not necessarily healthy for you or don't have really great healthy options, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so if you have a meal prep at work and you have something in the fridge waiting for you, A, you're saving money, but B, you have more of the ability to eat healthier. If you haven't prepared anything, it's going to be really hard. I don't know what type of person you two are, but when I'm done for the day, I cook for a living. I definitely don't feel like cooking any more meals
Mm-hmm.
for myself. If I haven't done it on Sunday or Tuesday myself, there's no prep meals that's going to happen. And I have to drag myself to the kitchen and figure out what I'm going to eat. I got to see if I have anything first, if I don't have to go to the store, which is already an issue. And then if I happen to have some, I never have salmon left over, which is my favorite. And I'm not a tilapia fan. So I'm more of a pescatarian than I am regular meat eater, but I eat meat too. But if I don't have like ground turkey or one of the things that I enjoy, then I'm going to probably get something quick just to satisfy my hunger. I'm human too. But today I didn't make any meal preps. I made some egg whites and turkey sausage, and I had some fruit. And I stopped by this one place that had the ability to order a turkey burger and sweet potato fries.
That sounds good.
So, I mean, it just depends on on what what works. But it's hard for someone that's new in the beginning because you have to prep. You have to figure it out. You have to find a way to either make the meals at the beginning of the week, whatever that beginning of the week looks like for you, or set aside some time maybe in the middle of the week to cook. Or if you don't feel like cooking, or you're not much of a cook, or you're not that great of a cook, to go to the store. Some stores, like I know HEB here in Houston, I don't think y'all have it out there, but HEB here in Houston, they even have, and I ain't promoting for them, but they have the meal preps already made in the store. Like you can pick from a number of
They
different foods
do.
like.
Publix has those. Kroger. We do have some here. I've seen the meal preps, and they may be like anywhere between
Mm.
$10 and $12, depending on what you get.
That's about average. She said she got tired of eating meal preps because it was grilled chicken and broccoli. That's one of the
Yeah.
items. She got to create some variety. This Raven lady.
I love
Um,
Mm,
what
me
did you
too.
say?
She loves chicken and broccoli. Oh, Wagner's too.
But you were
So,
saying
what kind of
she needs to find. I think she needs to find a person, a meal prep who gives you variety.
Right. If you have variety, then that makes it a little bit easier and more desirable. If you got the same thing every day, yeah, I mean, like anybody else, that's mediocrity. You're more than likely going to get bored. I agree with Raven. If it's the same thing, you definitely would get bored. That's why I try to create a little variety, even for myself.
What kind of carbs do you use other than like brown rice? You use like cauliflower or
Jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, but I just boil the sweet potatoes. They're naturally sweet if you don't add anything to them. You just put the water in the pot, add some Himalayan salt, and boil them. They're naturally sweet. Red potatoes, black beans. I do quinoa from time to time. I'm not a big fan of it, but it works. I even do a sweet baked potato, which is instead of boiling up the pieces cut, it's taking like maybe half of the sweet potato, cutting it in half, and putting it in the oven, like maybe on a cookie sheet, and pouring some olive oil over it. And that's another thing. Instead of cooking with cooking oil, you can use olive oil or avocado oil. It's the small changes can make a world of a difference. But I put olive oil in the, pour it on top and around the sweet potato. It'll loosen it up from the skin, and I'll bake 2 or 3 of those too for my carbs.
I don't know, Raven. I like a little butter on my sweet potato.
See, butter
I
and
can eat
margarine
it
is
plain
not
too.
good.
I can eat it plain too. But listen, can you make macaroni and cheese good?
Macaroni and cheese. The cheese alone, dairy is fine, right? Probably in your eggs, but macaroni and cheese is gonna fall underneath the excuse me, the soul food line.
And I'm bad because I'm lactose intolerant. So now it's getting worse, and I need to figure out ways to not
See,
have the
see,
dairy in
Crystal
my
just said it.
food.
I keep telling people stop adding sugar and butter to sweet potato. It is so sweet by itself. It is. But without adding anything to it, it is already sweet.
Maybe I just was brought up to, you seen your parents. I mean, I could eat it plain too. You know what? What about the 0-calorie butter that you spray? You
I
ever
don't
heard
use
of that?
butter. I don't use butter at
I
all.
can't believe it's not butter.
If
You
it
spray.
says no calories,
If
no
it's
sugar,
plain butter,
but butter is butter. It's still dairy. It's gonna have some fat in there somewhere.
No, it's 0 calories, 0 fat. I
if they
can't believe it's
telling me
not
it's
butter.
not butter, if they're telling me it's
I'd have to look at
not
them
butter,
ingredients. I don't be
I'm about to
believing
go get
everything.
mine out the refrigerator and see.
I would look at the back and see what all
if
it
they,
has.
if
And if
they
you can't,
say that
if
it's
it
not
says
butter,
riboflavin or something like that, you're out of there.
yeah.
Man, see, now you got me curious to go look. Plant-based butter.
Go
I
get
never
it.
heard of
Go
that.
get it.
Let me go
Go
get
get
it
it. We
to
want to
see.
see. We
Plant-based
want
butter
to
is
see what
supposed to be
it is.
vegan. So if it's vegan, Raven's right. There's
Well, Raven,
there's
I'm gonna go look at some plant-based butter.
there's
But
there's
like, I
there's
don't drink
a lot of
regular
people have
milk.
switched over to vegan because vegan can be a great way to not only lose weight if it's done properly, but it does take you away from some of the processed foods because there's so many documentaries I looked at of food, and you don't know what they put in these chickens. Oh, I know what that is, but what does it say on the back?
Child, I can't see the stuff. I know it says 0 calories.
I wear
Let's
glasses
see.
too, but I wear contacts all the time. So
Glasses.
we're gonna put the glasses
They ain't
on.
gonna help. Let me
We're
see.
gonna take a picture of it.
No.
But I don't
Water.
drink regular milk. I
Okay,
drink
river
almond.
flavor.
Yeah, I've only had almond milk. I've been drinking almond milk for 6 or 7 years, so we're in the same page
But
with
my
that.
doctor told me I need to drink regular milk, and I'm like, feel like I'm missing the nutrients in regular milk.
You can't be missing no. You was drinking regular milk growing up, eating all that cereal. You fine.
No, I don't see no river flavor in there.
What do you see?
I can't see nothing but a bunch of scribbled up words, letters.
It should only be a couple of words for butter.
I'd
Butter
be
ain't
interested.
made with a whole lot of
I'd be
stuff.
interested in knowing what it says.
It's a bunch of
Soybean.
soybean.
Soybean something.
Look how hard she's staring
It
at
does
this.
have some salt in it though.
Right.
Let's look online. What's the name of it?
Yeah, I can't
Ingredients.
believe it's not butter. 0 calories first spray.
Ingredients. And I can't
Y'all
believe
can't
it's not
see this
butter.
stuff.
Y'all hold on a second. We about to do some
You trying to
research.
get that?
No, I ain't gonna be able to see that.
I know. I can barely see it, and I got it in front of my face. Raven, they said they eat bacon. I like turkey bacon.
I eat
Turkey
turkey
bacon
bacon.
actually not bad. I eat turkey bacon all the time.
Sam's Club's got some really good turkey bacon.
I'm trying to find the one that has the ingredients. It's showing it
And
to
you
me.
know what? I like to drink these too because there's no calories, with 5 calories, no sugar, no fat. The ice drink.
So it says it has purified water, soybean oil, palm and palm kernel oil, salt, soy, lecithin,
That's
vinegar,
the thing.
vinegar,
That's
natural flavor, vitamin A, palmitate, and beta carotene. It's only
the
one word that I literally don't know what it is or have not heard of, so it might legit. It says it's harmful.
Yeah.
It
Google.
says sodium. It says sodium, 90 milligrams.
Yeah,
Well,
see,
that
I'm not
is a
on. I
lot of
haven't got to
salt.
the part where it shows me the back. 90 milligrams is not that bad. When it's
Not
like
bad.
200 and 300, that's when it's really bad.
No carbs, no protein. Oh, this one has no sodium, no fat.
If it has no sodium or little to no sodium, that's fine. It's when it has 200 and 300 grams of sodium. That means that means it can sit up for as long as you want it to sit up, like a can, and it
I
won't go
thought
bad.
soy wasn't good for you.
Soy is not that good, but if it's smaller ingredients, just those two items, that actually might be a decent butter.
When
Okay.
they put river flavor and vitamin B2.
She said they're prescribed vitamin B2. Yeah, we
Mm.
lack. So Crystal, do we lack producing vitamin B? I think is what, don't they provide that as something that we have to take because our bodies don't produce enough of it or a lot of it? That along with other vitamins is what a lot of people were suggesting when COVID first came out to try to keep you from getting sick or catching it or whatever. I'm just wondering what she thinks.
Yeah, I take a multivitamin. I take all kinds of vitamins. I think I'm a vitamin junkie. I do. I think I take too many.
I
Yeah,
can do the gummies.
I can do the gummies too. The Goalie gummies, I'm fine with those.
Mm-hmm.
The apple cider vinegar inside my water with cayenne pepper, I can't do it.
Mm. Oh yeah, they
You
say
know
that's
what?
supposed to be better.
I have been taking a shot of apple cider vinegar by itself, and my doctor told me that was not good.
For
It's
trying the
very
apple
acidic.
cider.
It's
I,
acidic, so it can tear your teeth up at the end of the day.
yeah, I need to
That's
dial
why
it.
you mix it with something to turn down the acidicness of it. I don't know the proper word, but so it won't be so acidic because our enamel is very sensitive, and if there's too much acid, like orange juice, if you drink that all the time or something with a lot of acid in it, it can tear your teeth up.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to put mine in some water.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, if
Like,
you're gonna take it, I would definitely say take it in a shot of water, like maybe 6 ounces of water, 8 ounces of water, or something like that. Proper amount of foods that provide a healthy amount of supplement, vitamin, vitamin. So you take it by pill. Yes, if you have an addictive personality, yeah, it can be. I'm not a big pill person, but I will take a gummy in a
I can
heartbeat.
do a gummy. Me too.
I typically buy those 3 at a time. Like I'll buy like the 3 things for like $36 or $40. You can get it on Amazon because they always run like little specials. And I just
Mm-hmm.
keep them in my fridge. And so when I go get my bottle of water for the gym, I just go pop one and then I go on about my day. It's a
Mm-hmm.
little dark in my background.
well, listen,
There we go.
I wanted to say thank you for coming out and giving us all this information. I mean, I got so many questions that I want to ask. I got food I want you to cook, but you all you can't cook it for me. I'm a little concerned. Like I'm gonna send you the website so you can look at it because the food looks good, but I just like you said, I want to make sure I'm not spending my money on something that's just as bad as me going out there and picking up food on my way home. And they do have a variety, like you said, and I don't think I would get bored because they change their menu. They change their menu a couple of times a month that way you'll get different things every week. But I appreciate you accepting our invitation to be on live with us and helping us understand first what meal prep is and how not to get bored with your meal prep and what to look for and how maybe to cook our own meal prep and mixing a little bit of the gym inside there as well and making sure that we're not eating too much of the soul food that we love so very.
Mm-hmm.
We
We
love it.
do.
I love it. I love it. But
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm just glad to be able to come on and spread a little love in regards to being healthy. I mean, it's not as bad as people make it. It's just a lifestyle change. It's just a little bit of more discipline. It's just watching some of the things that you eat. I mean, you learned that in just 30 seconds, just turning that around and looking at what it has to see if it truly is good for you. And based on what you were able to read, it said no calories, no carbs, no sodium. That's good. Little to no is always good versus it being in the hundreds of grams. So that's what I do when I go grocery shopping. Believe it or not, it takes an extra 5 minutes of time, but it's so worth it because you think, oh, that's such and such, and then you flip it over and it's like, but this is supposed to be wheat pasta, but it has 500 grams of sodium, or it has whatever the product is that you're picking up. So you definitely have to be cognizant what you're picking up. I love Oreos, but if I look at that, I'm gonna tell you what keeps me away from candy. Snickers bar is my favorite candy growing up. My mom would get me quiet by handing me a Snickers bar and quarters for the arcades. That's how old I am, right?
don't
So
talk bad about the chocolate. Don't do it.
No, not
but listen, if you turn a Snickers bar over and look, they all have nutrition facts. If you look at it, I think it says, and I'm gonna compare it to your favorite soda if you're a soda person. I don't even buy sodas. But if you look at a Snickers bar, I think a Snickers bar has like 76 or 80 grams of sugar.
Mm.
If you look at your favorite Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, all of those, It's the same thing. So if you look at a Coke, let me just gonna take Coca-Cola, right? Very popular soda.
Can we just
The
not?
average
Steve's
Coke has
favorite. That's Steve's favorite.
Can we just not?
if you got 70 to 80 grams of sugar in your Coke, that's like 5 Snickers bars.
I'd rather eat the Snickers bar than drink the Coke. But
But
you
I'm
know
just
what's
saying,
good too?
one Snickers bar is fine, but when you have like 5, that's a lot.
I think I'm addicted.
Raven with the fix.
I think
Raven said Reese's peanut butter cups are bae. I don't want to hear it.
Mine too.
It's the reality though. Like if you see that your favorite, I'm not a soda person. I'm more of a water and a juice guy.
Thanks, Crystal.
But if you drink soda and you flip that thing around and look at the nutrition facts, you'll be upset.
All right, we got it. We got it.
I've been in a gas station and didn't buy it. Even if your Snapples, I'm telling you, some of your favorite drinks have a lot of sugar in a lot, and you'll be surprised. And if you can find something comparable to like a Snickers bar or a Reese's peanut butter cup, you'll be upset.
But you know what's good about this?
Back in the day, Coke used to have real
Coke in it. Unfortunately.
You know, Steven, this my fitness pal, what you can do is they got a scan bar where you can scan whatever you are about to eat and it can tell you all the nutritional facts about that product.
That's so true. You're right.
So my fitness pal, I know everything to do to lose weight. I just ain't doing it. Bless my heart.
I mean, that's another way for you to track your meals too, by the way. If you wanna put what you eat, Don't try to eat healthy. Just do what you do. She says 12 tablespoons of sugar in a can of Coke. Good Lord. If you want to track what you eat, use my fitness pal for a week and see what it comes out to. That might make you upset too.
That's true. Be like, dang, I can't believe I ate a whole bag, the party size of Cheetos in 3 days.
I tracked my meals for a month and I had to look at that one day like, I did what? Like 5,000 calories in a day? And I don't mean like 5,000 good calories. I'm talking about all bad calories. Chips, the juices I was drinking. I'm a snacker, so I eat. I'm cooking a lot. I'm in front of a stove, so if I'm not streaming a movie or listening to music to keep me audibly happy, I'm grabbing a snack. Them snacks add up.
They do.
Yes, Raven. I mean, Crystal, we don't need to know all the facts about Coke, Raven.
Raven said factory, I got a whole damn degree in exercise science and I'm fat.
That's hilarious.
You know what? The crazy thing is, I used to, like I was telling you before, I used to walk 5 miles a day. I was getting it. And I was looking good. But then I went back to work and the normal routine happens where you get off work and you don't have time, and I'm back on the wagon slightly right now.
So you're off the wagon, so you got to find a way to get back on, like to get.
I got a leg and a foot on there.
And it's sad for me and Raven because we entrepreneurs and can make our own schedule.
Oh, so y'all don't have no excuse.
We don't.
But you know what? You also need an accountability partner too. That helps.
And that's how I did it. Me and my cousin.
Right. So I'm assuming it's a woman, right?
He.
Okay, he. So he kept you accountable. He would call you, text you, hey, it's time to go, or where you at? I don't see you. I don't see your car, or wherever y'all met up at, or if he was coming to your house, whatever the case was. If you have an accountability partner, which is that's how I stay good in the gym, because my friends don't let me make it. They'll be like, I don't care that you got to make 30 meals. That's not my problem. Get to the gym. Like we hold each other accountable so we can stay on this good journey. So don't get me wrong. It's not all me. I have help.
That's good. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. So guys,
that's good, Raven.
Are there any other questions? I call him Mr. Rich Fit. Y'all have questions for Mr. Rich Fit? Anything else about his meal prepping or working out or fake foods or Coke or my chocolate candy, all the things that I like, but now I'm going to feel bad eating.
Pardon me for turning around. And the Astros in the World Series, I'm trying to see the score.
Oh. Yeah. So what's the average amount of dollars should we spend per meal?
What is it? What I didn't catch it. What did you say? What is the what?
Like the meal prep and stuff, it can be expensive or that kind of stuff. So what's the average price or amount of dollars that one meal should cost?
That's a good question. So my meals range between $10 and $15. So that's about the average cost. You go to Chick-fil-A and go get you the number one is gonna be $11, $12. So it's equivalent to
I do notice here the more food you get, the less the meals are.
that is 100% correct. You took the words out of my mouth. I was literally gonna say, if you're just buying 4 or 5 individual meals, it probably can be a little bit more expensive than what you're willing to pay for 4 or 5 meals somewhere else. Doesn't matter what it is, healthy or not. But if you get 10 meals, 15 meals, or just a group of meals at one time, typically that company, my company does it as well. There's a discount on what we consider bulk amount of meals because you're buying a big amount of meals. So it's less expensive for us to purchase the meals to turn around to actually make a profit to sell it to the client. So yes, that is very true.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. We are going
Yes.
to we're going to stay on here a little bit longer to talk about a couple of things, but we want to thank you for coming out and talking with us. And we're starting to have we got a resident doctor, we got a resident psychologist. So maybe you'll be our resident chef that we can ask questions.
I have no problem. And I would say for the future, if I'm back on, if there's specific questions from your audience or from your regulars, I'd be more than willing to answer them and or do the research if I don't know it right offhand. So that way I can help. I mean, I am a certified nutritionist. I have been doing this for a while and I love what I do. And so I would love to be able to help anybody. If I can help one person, I feel like I'm doing my job, right? So even if they're not physically getting my meals, at least they have the ability to know what to do when they're going to the store, when they're buying their meals, when they're eating out, whatever the case is. I mean, there's a healthy way to do everything. It's just all about the discipline in that person. So
Can
yeah,
you
I would
cook
love to help.
something?
Say that again.
Can you cook something?
Can I cook something and put it on the podcast? Oh, you want me to cook live? Is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
That's a possibility. Yeah,
I'm
would have
not
to
talking about in the near future, but I mean, in the future, maybe we can put it together and see.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to set up my tripod. I've done it before, so that's not a
Oh
problem.
wow, okay.
All right. Well, thank you for giving us a little bit of your time.
Yes.
No problem. Well, I appreciate you having me on. I'll send you a text, but I was gonna say send me the part that I'm on so I can repost it
Okay.
on my social media outlets. So not only my audience, but to tap in with your audience too, so they can see my portion of the podcast. But it was a pleasure. Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you
for
so
having
much.
me. Hope I was able to help somebody, and y'all have a wonderful evening.
Oh, you
You
were
too.
great. I'm sure you helped, and we'll be helping a lot of people that will watch this later.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Well,
Thank
y'all
you.
enjoy it. I'm gonna catch the rest of this Astros game.
All
All
right.
right.
All
Good
right,
luck.
thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was good. We needed that. I mean, I know I needed that. I was on a podcast with him on Kings Can Move On, and that's how I found him. And
Okay.
I asked him a while ago, and then I said, okay, well, this would be a good opportunity to talk to you about that because as you can see, people don't really want to talk about healthy food and what they
Mm-hmm.
do and losing weight. They just want to magically lose the weight or
Right.
go get it cut off and put someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
in the time to do that. I don't like going under the knife. So you're not
No.
cutting this off and putting it back there or moving it around. I already got enough back there. So, but listen, I know I wanted to talk about because we hadn't talked in since you've been on vacation, but one thing that I forgot, Sophisticated Dummies. We have one of our podcast members on here, Crystal Marie. One of the things that they do that I like is
We still live.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. What's bothering you today?
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to go do that before we log off. What's bothering us today? And I'll start. what's bothering me right now, and I hate to bring this up again, but Kanye West. Two things: the politics and Kanye West. Now, Kanye's not bothering me right now because I've gotten over, all of his shenanigans and
Mhm.
everything. But what's bothering me right now is this council culture with Kanye, with our people. You know, just because Kanye is not with Balenciaga, just because he's not with Adidas, that man was Adidas. People weren't really buying Adidas until Yeezys came along. I mean, you had your people that love Adidas, but they wouldn't. You saw how much money they lost when they let him go.
Mhm.
Kanye is going to take his stuff and create Kanye World. And Kanye got specific fans and people that follow him that will continue to follow him. That
He
man is
does.
rich. He's not a billionaire no more, but he's a millionaire. So you still rich in my book.
Mhm.
Stop counseling this man out. Let him go do what he do. People want to just I feel like people just want to bury him, like get rid of him altogether. And we shouldn't do that. Period. Granted, we don't like what he say, but you can't just mess up a person's life like that. You just can't do it. So we need what's bothering me is when we do something wrong, we don't stick by each other as we can see. The Jewish people, they stick by each other. You see what happened to him when they stuck by each other.
Mhm.
No, and I'm not just talking about Kanye. When a person does one thing, we want to counsel them. Done with them, not dealing with them, forget them. You know, I just think we need to look at that and we need to do better. You don't have to agree with me, people. You don't have to agree with me. It's what's bothering me. You have your idea, I have my ideas. That's what's bothering me today, and I felt like I wanted to get it off my chest. So, Red, what's bothering you?
Um, let's see. Just the natural, just us not valuing lives. We don't value life anymore. And it's always so sad to see our young black people, young black men and women these days being killed over, just dumb stuff and stupid stuff. And we have to, like you said, stick together on more than just like the Kanye thing and being supportive of each other, but not killing each other. I mean, it's just sad. We're in a sad state of the world. So, I don't know. It's sad.
I mean, and we're not trying to be sad. We're not trying to bring the podcast down, but sometimes we just got to speak out. A lot of people don't, and sometimes you just need to speak up about what's bothering you. You can choose to listen or not. It's up to you. But take the time to value somebody else's life. Like Sharita said, back in the day, my uncle said all they had was these two things right here. And
Mhm.
unless you hit really, really hard, you're not killing anybody. You're able to walk away, disagree, maybe a little bruised up, but you're able to walk away and disagree.
Mhm.
Nowadays, they pull out a gun, you done. It's over with, over something silly, and you may be like 20, 30 years old. You know,
Mhm.
we don't have to do that. And we don't have,
I,
we don't have to counsel each other out either.
right, and I think we need to hold each other accountable just because we like a person and we don't want to disagree. And I was just kind of thinking about Desire Wade and Dwayne Wade and his wife, and they're having this fight right now because Dwayne Wade wants to get this child's name legally changed to Zaya on his birth certificate, and his mom is like, no, he needs to wait until he turns 18 to do that. And I have to agree with her. I mean, he's still a child, and they supposed to be making decisions for him. I mean, sometimes we give kids too much free reign to kind of do what they want to do, and it comes. Children need guidance, and if we are allowing him, we're not denying him living his life the way that he wants, even though it's still a bit much for me, but they're not denying him. So I just think, in my opinion, that they could wait until he turns 18 to get his name legally changed on his birth certificate. What's the rush? He's living his life as this girl anyway, so I don't see what the rush is.
I agree. I totally agree with that. We allow them to make some decisions that are premature. They're kids. They're not fully grown. Let
Mm-mm.
what's the What's the harm in waiting until they're old enough to think about the decision whether they really want to do that? Who knows? They might have a change of mind. Who knows?
Hmm.
Well, guys, that's what we wanted to talk about as far as what's on our minds today. Stop canceling people out. Value people's future. Value their. That. When when you kill a person, you're taking them away from their family. So
Hmm.
just value the person and what they stand for. And maybe you may not like the person. Just don't deal with them. You don't have to be
Right.
around everybody. You just don't.
And you're taking yourself away from your family too. But on a lighter note, how are things going with the retreat? What any
Yes,
updates?
we were definitely going to mention that. The retreat is going along splendidly. People are we have a couple people that are um questioning do we have are we going to get the more than one house? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's go ahead and fill this house up first, and we'll look and see whether another one is feasible. But right now, guys, the it's still open. We cannot, even though we have people who want us to hold their spot, we can't hold any spots because people are still paying their deposits. So I can't promise you that I can hold a spot, but if it's there, you better grab it. Um, it's a lot going on. We got vendors that are still signing up, wanting to participate, wanting to be there for you. It's going to be a very, very, very good time. So go ahead, pay your deposit. Um, and we look forward to having you. We are going to have some fun. It's going to be one of those trips that you come, you relax, you woosah, you have a good time, and you go back home with a brand new attitude. So
Yes. All
come to
right.
the link is online. I will post it again for those who are watching. So go ahead and click that link. You won't regret it.
Yes.
All right, that's all we have for you guys tonight. So join us again next Thursday, and we will be talking to some young men over 40 who are dating, 40 or over, who are dating. They're going to tell us a little bit about how it is for them out here in this vast world of beautiful ladies and how they're getting along, just like our ladies did. So it's gonna be a good time. We got some characters for you.
Hmm.
Come back next Thursday.
Should be
We'll
fun.
be here, same place, same time, and it will be live. So join us next Thursday.
Good night.
Good night. Have a good night.